Kublai pi baros ka thup khubor jangi ka dan boss ko media network. Kimar ki ba kong san menta ka singi kilong. Lejngo ka company san methanol ya ka Martin. Thung thning ding ki samla Catholic hata St. Michael School Umsning. Bun kamu menteri rang ba hanong ba tura. Ban mi palat lai phongut ki sakhi yaki kamrunar umeban rilang. Tomantai ne phaj ki khubor ki ba khambania. Daka jingsen ran juga dekat ke dorbar Maulai Pelun rengkat ke seng samla Maulai u Chief Executive Officer CEO ke company San Methanol Spark Kankyo Enertic Fuel 1 Vikram Jeet Maitei haka lai tarik u jylliew kila lejngo ya ka Martin ka jakat he bat pelang nyut ke sor Shillong ka badan hak haput Maulai nongkwar bat mauyong Japung. Ka jing thmu jo uniu rang ba jong kani ka company ka long ban wat ya kalong la kalong ne em ban san pnyang methanol na kini ki jabo jaban bala pelang hagani ka jaka u Vikram Jeet Maitei ula ong ba kini ki jabo kila ban pen kelai ki shaka methanol da kani ka buit ka pli ki lat klenti ban ai kamai jam ki babun ki samla jong ka jilla Meghalaya kum ju ru ka shnong ka thau kan khuat kan suba da kani ka buit thamai.
Okay, so can you tell us about this project?
Okay. So first of all, good morning. My name is Vikram Jeet Maitei. I am the CEO of company Spec Kankoya Enertic Fuel 1 Private Limited. Our company is based registered in Chennai in Tamil Nadu, and our regional office is in Guwahati. Now coming to the project, what we are proposing is that to put up a waste to biomethanol plant of a capacity where we can process 250 tons per day of the waste coming from the city, from the municipality. So this waste will be processed and converted into biomethanol, which this biomethanol can be used for as a fuel, which will be mixed with diesel so that it can be used for transportation, industrial process purpose, and commercial purpose. Now we had an opportunity to have a discussion with Honorable Chief Minister Mr. Kongan and with your Chief Secretary and others officials, and everybody welcomes the thing to set up the plant. However, we have been advised to put up a expression of interest, which I will do once I go back to Guwahati. I will prepare the document and submit to the secretary for the process. My purpose of coming to Martin is to look into what is the present situation of the plant, which I've seen the dump yard, and I feel very sorry that with such a beautiful city we have one of the worst dumping ground there. So we will, with the help of the government, with the help of the community here, we plan to set up a plant which can process this waste and make our Shillong one more again a beautiful city as it is. So as soon as we get the permission from the government and the community to set up the plant by giving us the letter of intent, so we will start processing and start building the plant. Given an opportunity, in the end I want to say that if given an opportunity in next 3.5 years to 4 years, we promise that we can make the whole dump yard a beautiful and clean place, because where every day regularly all the dumps which we receive at the plant we can process and make it into a productive and value chain, which is biomethanol.
Okay.
I said it's Kanyakumari, but because it is a very new, because the patent we just received it, so it's only the pilot plant is there, through which in fact Niti Aayog has visited our plant, and that is how we got our patent. So it's a pilot plant which is presently running, and full commercial plant now it is under because it takes as I said, the plant has to be constructed, and it will take another 22 to 24 months before it starts commercial production.
Okay, what is the benefit of the government and the community if you do this project here in Shillong?
Okay, so as I said that because the best benefit what community is going to get is the waste management. because, as I said, 250 ton waste of the municipal waste will be processed. So the first benefit is to remove the to process the waste. Second benefit which government will get is the direct and indirect employment to the local. Third important benefit which will have is that once the methanol is produced and it is sold in the market, state government will get the GST. So which is a big advantage in terms of getting the revenue for the state.
Okay, you mentioned about the employment.
Yes.
Also, can you tell what kind of employment the local people they will get?
Okay, so as this plant is a refinery plant where we convert the waste into syngas and then it converts into methanol. So of course, as far as at the construction stage is concerned, as you know, we will be looking for the construction people like who can help us, contractors who can do, and we always welcome the local contractors and employers who can workers who can contribute to the construction of the plant. And once the plant gets started up, of course, the skilled labor is required to operate the plant and do the maintenance. In the initial stage, which I am thinking at now, is about 2 years. We will have some experts coming from outside the state, and 80% or maybe to start with 60% probably I'll start with, that will be local employees, of course the technical boys and girls. And slowly once they get trained, they can become a future full-time employees of the company. Apart from that, we have a plan to give internship so that the students who are doing technical education here, they can come for the internship, they can learn how to process the plant and operate and maintenance, of course, because the plant is going to be a sophisticated plant, one of the latest technologies. So we have to train them to how to operate and maintenance them. So we will have a dedicated operation team and dedicated maintenance team, because this plant operates 24/7. It cannot stop. It has to work on all 3 shifts. So this is the reason we are presently, once we do, we will have skilled labor and we will develop the skill of the local community and local students and employees, and then they will be employed. And of course, there will be indirect employment. As you know, indirect employments, the transportation, the logistics, the accommodation, so many accessories, and state government can get benefit and the community get benefit out of it. It's basically it's a type of alcohol, but it's a flammable alcohol. It is the purest form of alcohol. So this is methanol, which is basically CH3OH in the chemistry name is. It's a methane and hydroxide combination, so that's why it is called methanol. Now methanol is used usually, pure methanol is used basically for the high-end cars and bike. For the diesel engines which are in Prozina, they can be this methanol can be mixed up to 15% to the existing diesel engines. So this will help in reducing the import of diesel or import of crude to the country. So that's the advantage. Number 2, there are even it can be mixed with the marine oils, marine fuel oils. You see the barge and big ships which is coming. So that can be mixed with that. And methanol, which produces this methanol, has got a lot of application in the industries like resin. In the presentation which I will send you, will see more than 158 applications are there. It is a raw material for many products, polyester and petrochemicals and resin and many other. This is one of the major components. Even your cleaner in many things, So it is there. There is a list. It's a raw material for many of the product produced. This plant in Kanyakumari has a capacity to process 500 tons per day. No, 50, sorry, let me correct it because it was a pilot plant. So it's 50 tons and it converts to 0.5 tons per day of methanol. And we have another plant which is in UAE. It has got a capacity to produce 60 per day of methanol. So this is what we are doing at present. we have signed few. We are in a final process, in the final phase of tying up with other municipal corporation around India, and also you will be happy to glad to know that our technology has been, we have signing a MOU with West Australia. So soon we will be setting up a plant in Australia also.
Sama mulai pulun, bagumno ba ulak ban yak ceprang ni project, bagi jitu ni project kalau man pen coach tong ni ka plastik, ban barang ni jebok jebang budon ni lah tentang kanal ban betul, hagaba kin convert lo di ka untuk methanol. Jadi kani nak liang jumpa Bikram Jit kalau baik, bakam dia isu tentang public private partnership kalau baik community, public private and community partnership, kemudian ni kan senang mulai terlepas. Mungkin kita itu nengkong ketika matan ketika isu kebak mulai nak kapor bahasa semula mulai tahun lebar bila ya bawa harus smart jadi euli ketika aku mengingatkan begini beliau dari company kita pun bawa kalau kau masuk perpun kelak ini matan berpeng license dari way jawab ni bersu kalau kami yang kak cloud kita mengenai cakap dah kebak simul prokot ini garbage ini jawab one focal resort kita kelai kai kita pun yang methanol. Jadi kalau kalat tu kajing kut ini kita cakap kemudian kau kalat kajing penbahar kalat kaya jylliew nong juga state hi kaya pemi kita kemudian pada kamu tahu jylliew nong juga Shillong katau Shillong mulai lesi kamu jam. Jadi nakalian juga government dipai buat Bikram Jit punya kenduk yang ni ke community mulai tahun lepas semua mulai mana penbaik nanti perkat ladang ini keluar bang yang ceprang men airat iki dah kabangit scam bagi ingin ya nanti dengan try jadi company kan mak ban yang ceprang yang gede. Jadi company kan di cintai juga bukan yang kemarin mentah bagi dong ini projek ini hiju bijak po Saudi Arabia atau Australia. Jadi ingin ada kawai galak kebangi binong mulai hingga dah berbol Sri kebanyakan kalau bagi jebok di matan. Jadi kembalong mentah hingga government ipoi sunu bila esok semua mulai turun mana komedi platform government aksi Malaysia memperkat bershift dari harum antara komposisi saya. Jadi suatu hi baik mat apa yang government itu dari mata ni ada syak ini semua mata mulai. Jadi kita gila di Khambha, kita company kat kajing promise kajing penpau juki ni kan ba kalau kan once and for all kan code no kan minlak siapa solve ini problem. Dengan kuat ba gemjit kan
Kumshi bentaban rakhe kasngi penne mariang lane ka World Environment Day kabala ju rakhe ka santre ku jylliew satla ka perthei ka Shillong Archdiocese Catholic Youth Movement SACYM lengba ka Social and Cultural Committee hapo ka jingalam jung samla James Kharbuli Secretary Social and Cultural Committee bat usamla Ronnie Pengro haka jinga trelang bat ka St Michael's High Secondary School Umsning bat ka Balawan College Umsning haka laiterik jylliew kila penlong ya ka program thung thning ding ha atat ka St Michael High Secondary School Umsning. Ka Shillong Archdiocese Catholic Youth Movement kala pen I da ka nuksa ban penne pensa ya ka Mei Mariang. Ha ka jingalang lengkot shwa ban thong ki thning ding la don lang uba Dr. Celestine Lingdo MLA Umsning, Reverend Padar Jemris Shilla, Reverend Padar Lawrence Karluni, Principal Balawan College, Sister Adeline Soklet, Principal St Michael's High Secondary School, ba Albert Singi Lingdo, Samla Cherry Karbikhiu, General Secretary SACYM, kinong hikai ki khana samla ki khana school bar ki samla pule ki pa ba bar ki kimi ki kpa na kani kashnong
Milon kama ng school, patlang mental ni ang ilong school, milong berbon di beri, di bawah bertilang yang di lima jilid, maksudnya nak mental beri. Ini berkata, oh, kamaria tak ayah ini, kita berkata, kumro ni ayah yang kamaria tak ada orang aku berkata. Mantul Pope Francis of Pagdi Kojung care for our common. Kini seperti kondisi besar, kini seperti gelung kondisi. Pada kita tahu bahwa kini kita besar gelung ini kita dapat semua. Kemudian negeri macam bahar negeri Shabbat, but niwa berikut negeri kondisi. Shubha Nekhi Makadum ini pada room dan konsep bagi timur berkat dia yang berada di sana pun apapun timur berkat pun yang terbaik pun kedua pun timur dari hari berlalu dalam partai.
The one next time. Smile ada picture.
Tuh.
Oh, Jylla effect là thông minh mà lại professional.
Kerdok kan?
Hakalai tarik jylliew, Menteri Rangba Konrad K. Sangma, ubon kambaha hanong batura. Hakane kasngi uplat patba ya shipotili ki kali jengarap ikinorap palajer kerteng Prime Agriculture Response Vehicle nakabanta Shillong Harilum Garo. Usami ki sembai jingtung shiki arspa khandai po hinyau tili ki skul. Hakane kasngi usam patba ya kapisa jengarap iki trai jaka ki ba penne ya ki ding ki sit bat ki klau ki betap ki ba kenjo shaka lai point ark lur tengga. Ushim bentaru haka jingtung ki thning ding ban rakhe ya kasngi penne mariang laneka World Environment Day. Lamang bantung sanlak teli ki thning habaro ka weka jylla. Hawas Garo Hills District entung hinyapusan teli ki thning hakane ka ayom liur. Ula samru iki integrated digital teaching device shaki school harul lom Garo bat unpenkut ya kasngi da ka jingle buram iki khna school bat ki samla pule SSLC bat HSSLC ki bala wan shakmat bala penbena da ka embos hakatayo balala da ki busket kit bok jang u kumukle jang ka sarkar.
Next, Rajasindha Romdal, Timbo. They are getting 4,91,000. Next, Romchingri song. 4,90,000. Akilsan Mohan. 4,13,000. Clean Arrangement. 3,73,000. Damit Tapal next. Damit Tapal also 7,72,000. They are also almost conserving 100 hectares. Close to. Community reserve.
Jangra Lokma is here. They are one of our active IBCS under Meghalaya project as well. Next, Chijang IBCS. Hi, Pengran Japat such a wonderful thing this our cooperative societies and farmers cooperatives are doing. Next, the Haripur Farmer Society. Haripur Farmer Society. Next, the Damdame Multi-Purpose Cooperative Society, Balachandani. So, Madam Biju Armara Gala, Mithela for your lovely speech. Damdame Multi-Purpose Cooperative Society. They are also manufacturing mustard oil.
To move things forward on the implementation of the roster. During the discussion, there were also some members who had raised issue about the reservation policy. They had also raised questions about the committees that have been set up, and we expressed and explained to them that in a democracy, it is important for a government to give ample space for people to express their concerns and their opinions. And hence in the all-party committee meeting, a suggestion had come from all political parties that since the informations are very large in nature, are very complex in nature and require expertise, all the committee members had recommended that an expert committee be formed. And based on the suggestions given by the all-party committee, the government had agreed on putting up a committee of experts. The process of setting that up will start very soon. We will be taking up the matter in the cabinet. And once this committee is set up, this committee has been or will be asked to consult and meet as many stakeholders as possible, make visits to different areas, take the opinions of people, go into the background of that since the informations are very large in nature, are very complex in nature and require expertise, all the committee members had recommended that an expert committee be formed. And based on the suggestions given by the all-party committee, the government had agreed on putting up a committee of experts. The process of setting that up will start very soon. We will be taking up the matter in the cabinet. And once this committee is set up, this committee has been or will be asked to consult and meet as many stakeholders as possible, make visits to different areas, take the opinions of people, go into the background of the entire reservation policy, not just at the state level but even at the national level, and all the cases that have been gone into when it comes to reservation policy. So a detailed exercise will be conducted, and based on that, the mandate of this committee will be to finally submit the report to the government, and based on that, the government will then decide on how to move forward. So some had raised concerns, so we clarified that this committee is not a decision-making committee. It is a different areas, take the opinions of people, go into the background of the entire reservation policy, not just at the state level but even at the national level, and all the cases that have been gone into when it comes to reservation policy. So a detailed exercise will be conducted, and based on that, the mandate of this committee will be to finally submit the report to the government, and based on that, the government will then decide on how to move forward. So some had raised concerns, so we clarified that this committee is not a decision-making committee. It is a committee that is meant to study and go into details and give their expert opinion on the matter, and only then will the government accordingly decide on how to move forward. So this clarification also was made, discussed in for a short time, but most of the discussion was revolved around the roster system, and we gave a detailed presentation on it, and we are most of the members are satisfied. And once we are able to officially take the decision next week in the cabinet, details of the roster and all the presentations that were given will also be shared with the public so that people can understand what it really means. So those were the discussions that we did. Thank you. Today's meeting was attended by our cabinet colleagues from Shillong, and the Chief Secretary and other officials were also present, and approximately 18 different groups, NGOs, unions were invited, and they attended the program, attended the meeting. And in this meeting, the objective was mainly to give a detailed presentation on the roster system and how it will work. And after seeing the presentation, there were many queries, many questions which we had clarified, and most of the members have understood and are quite comfortable and convinced, and we are hopeful that in the next 2 to 3 days time after we go back to Shillong, that formally we'll be able to take the decision in the cabinet to move things forward on the implementation of the roster. During the discussion, there were also some members who had raised issue about the reservation policy. They had also raised questions about the committees that have been set up, and we expressed and explained to them that in a democracy,
Kipulat kanong Stone Police Station kila kemno ya we ubri ubala tep kerteng kum meban rilang em Shanghai hapo West Khasinews District hadien kajing ujor bat keno ba udai ubala don kti ban le bejat ya we hybrid hapo shnong kani kajing ja kala penkendet bat pensyayong ya baro kinong shnong namar kadai kajing ja kabala ja nadu usnam balala bat lengba kajing ujor ka kemi uteu hybrid kala pau perthai ki kampo rati jang uni ubriu Kabas ngau shir kai shu kalong ba na lor uteu hybrid dang don shu ki hybrid hapo kasnong ki ba phla halaki kmi ki kpa ba makiru kilangat hakata ka jing sha thombor ha uteu runar hakaba dei ba kane ka jingi ki khna bala suba ba kila sha le bejat ha uteu breu kador bar snong kala lum da kador bar menta ka step lai tarik ujeliu ban toket na manlak kawai pa kawai ka thriu yeng kabala wanra iki jing ujor persha ya uni ubreu Kei kabala penkendet ikirang ba pada kisnong hi barok away kalong palat lai pongut ki hybrid shinrang bat ki kentei ki bala sha le bejat bat sha thombor hau ni ubriu kensha
Jing penlong jong kasnong ka jongi bagi nom yo pa ba kane ka step jong ne ski bangta kalong halor ke jinja ka ba wan nang liang jong kisnong nim semna ban mudur ba wan ja kane ka jile kane ka kamboman ha kalor ba ni me ban ti lang lale ya kane ka kam banle ya kani kam bijot ya ki khunung khna hapo snong jongi katkum ka jing patkat katkum ka jing sim ka jongi kum ka dorbar ka rai ka long ba ya kani ka kam ni ha ban libu sha ki bor ki bahalor ban ni karpat jur ya ki bor ki bahalor jong ka sarkar batin pek batin system ja uni ugi boman balale ya kani ka kam pojat porati tabala jia hang ni ka snong jongi ban ni karpat jur na kaliang jong ka Polis Departemen ru bakani sim siapa ya kani kam nang ba ki kam sniu nang nismat film jasu ani hasno jungi ka jingyo ka jungi ya ka report kalong ba ka ba ni la yo ya ka report ha kani ka sni ka bala lin no kamot khat san ngot te ha kani ka dorbar ka ba menta kamot ba nyau ngot ulale biang ya kani ka kam bat khat san ngot udah persang ban thumu ban le kani ka kam hndre sem pat la yo ya kini
Kaseng Neutrab Youth Council HYC Noston Circle hakalai tarik jylliew kala pensyai pat ba umeban rilangs em Shanghai balasha kem halor kajing syak keno le bejat yaki hybrid hakawe kasnong ha West Khasinews District umdeishu udukhot jang kaseng nadu ka khatwei tarik yayong arhajar arphulai kani ka jing pensyai jang kaseng lengba General Secretary ke HYC Noston Circle usamla ready Fernandez Sun kalong haden ba kilami shibun kijing syak kentho ya kaseng haki social media kumta na kaliang juga seng kala ajing pensyai syakilat pathai khubor haka jinga kran bat kilat pathai khubor menta kasngi usamla ready Fernandez Sun ulaong ba ka jingweng no jang ka seng ya ute ubriu na ka jinglong dekhot hapo ka seng kadai hadin ba ka seng kala lap iki jingle persha jung u ya ka riti trekam jang ka seng
abai de bat kumbapli I ki media page ka jang Facebook ladan jing syakan thok bajur hai ni ka seng nama ba adon we breu ba kam ni ba wade udkhot jong ka seng ka jong ni otte breu lele I kam bomman di ba se khai la no ado bola le di jot la ando atoi ngot untuk kai semrang hauju islam wade bahkan ni nak kalian jadi kita sang ni penrem je, penpau gitu penrem je ke bakrau. Kalau kejinglah boman je ni bro. Ban haji Isya kini kesini ni penpet tu buat disorder Shillong. Ban penong dekat rally harga Shillong usau. Angin ni dah berkat bagi dalam nak usau unit. Harga ba kata kejingja kalau dia hak kita time. Di Henry haba ia keren bagi soda nak lihat ki soda la orang ini ba insangnya shua ya kata rally nama bagi polis kila kot ban ong ba ban sange shua nama ba kalau kan sadon biang kajing plan lagi kat tukar ningo ki kena ba te usama ulala ya kata kamboman tidak kalian jong ihi kum kaseng ni so ban ong ba ni penrem yo bat ni kepat ru yo ke bor jong ka an ba ka de ben sim bat ai ke bat yo te persa yo te nong le peman te kum ju ru kembali i ki social media ulah kami le ba de kot jong ka seng hoi de kot jong ka seng ko bom siwa ndrei na kalian jong ka unit adin ba Bunsin hi ule hikam ki bom yahab betul kum trikam jong kaseng tina kalian jong ka unit klasim ya ka senjam ban welcome when no you ban long kum jenas ka tri lani ban minute no you te habade ba kani ke jong kam jong ul ese ga sudai ba kam khle ngai nama ba na kalian jong ni itu su u de ko jong ni nado ka khadway tarik mo pana nado khadway tarik nado ka khadway tarik yung banay basaw ajar play na kalian ka unit kala de banweng no yu bon long kumu khotcho kaseng ban ai ko piru yangi kum kanong stone circle banga te habay de bakani na kalian jongi nim itu su kum mga ong na du manang nim itu su yu to hoi ka don ka jing kan tho nang ning tai ba du khot jog ai choi si ba le e tamboman na su ong hi ba kum hakilong yeng long sem ki don ki khon ki ba tipsi ki don ki khon ba tam snang te wa ki kur ki long jat ro ye unu breu ba le boman ni ha ban tat kur te kum ju ro ni na kalian ka seng hadin ba ni yo jintip hi malumala ba unu breu ye le persa ya ka kum yat kam jong seng namar kum ka seng hi ngim ju hikai no ki khot ki jongi ba kin le ki kam to kam them ni kam panyap breu ni kam bat bor nama kum kinong yelam ni don ni kata kajing sungoram haba ni ui ba unu breu hadin bala sa uweng ru da kam lo di khot jongi te ni kinong suong no kumban su jam seki sen jam ki bala legno ki pot bon suwa ni lalong ki lesing lalong ki nom wanra ya kan ka sen ki trade its council po jo ka thai tingi dap ta jing sngo khia ka bajor habai de ka ni ka kam but ni sngo ban ong ba i penram jor ba ni sngo ban ong ba ka bor jo ka ani ka de ban ai da wateng eu ni breu ba tamti tamjat ki klung khna ki bamilu ki baktet ya banang khndau ya bai dei bakane natharai na kaliang jong nidon hangne nongelam na ka women swing nidon ru hangne nongelam na ka unit lesi ki don ban kan ni tenga IT ni ki ru kin kren ha ka bai dei bakin banta na makani banta hi ga dei ka banta ka ba sokhya ha kata si khandiat hi na bata ki pajba kumba nasukwa ban kerpat kumba pila ju kersan yang ikaseng nakapor kumba pila ju sania yang nakapor to ai biang ikajing sania yang ai biang ikajing kersan yang nama ba kumbangal ong mana bangi kum kinong yalam hi nimkwa ban hikai ya ki dekat ki jongi bakin let ya kani katai kubom yahap bat ka imlang kas alam bat society tendrei ko wan jia kum ni ingin ong su kum no kajing kan tho ki social media ngin ni nam das ngowi nama bangi kum kinong ilam ni kham le kata
Kasin Anthony's High Secondary School Shillong hakalai tarik jylliew kala penlong ya kajing ya kop skating ya kabala shimbenta da ki babon ngot ki khanarit shenrang bat kan thei ya kani kajing ya kop la kersang bat ya trailang jongka Speed Skating Federation of India kani ka jing yakop kala long kasin ka banding kong ba kani ka school kala plela iki khnarit ban shim banta ha kani ka jing le kai jong kani ka juk kikimi ki khpa kilawan ban san ra nya la ki khun ki ti da ka jing kmen ba jing shongshit yakumba ikia khun maki ha kani ka jing yakop
Jadi jogi sudah.
Dapat engke kan dah. Yang guna.
Pada kitu ki kubor yang lapoi syakabakun, tak hadu bangin daya syambiang kublai shibun.